Question: is there any men on the panel that's married? Anyone? I just need one. Any man on the panel that's married?
All of us are.
Darwin, you married?
Yep.
You married?
Yep.
You married?
I am married.
And the women and the loyalty. You married?
That's what I was gonna say. Come on,
that don't make no damn sense. The women not loyal, but I got me a loyal woman sitting beside me. The women don't submit, but I got the ability to put her in a motherfucking feminine place. The women don't do this, but I'm that man that can make a woman do that, because when I step, she understands that I'm a real one. Lady, I will drag any who open up his mouth about the woman who gave birth to me. I will drag any goddamn man who get up on here and disrespect my group of women. Point blank, period. Because that's what a man's supposed to do. I'm supposed to have more smoke for men. That's what a man does. Women, what are y'all talking about? When we gonna start acting like men again? When we gonna start acting like men again? Y'all, you got these dudes who spend more time addressing women than addressing a goddamn man who call themselves leaders and shit.
So the prime situation is based, what Push Through Shaw mentioned, right, was from a site. He said obstetrician, correct? All right. We talking about that. We're talking about how a woman is more fertile during this age group. The prime that maybe Bo, I think you're talking about, was something like, is she ready mentally to have children? That's different from, is her body ready to have children? So that's two different things. So the prime that we're talking about, I could assume, I know we're talking about fertility. And for Shannon, right, you said you was married, you got married at 25, you're 29 and all that stuff. You got married so you can have kids, correct? One of the reasons, I'm not saying that's your total opposite, one of the reasons so you can have children, correct?
No.
So you don't want kids?
No, I don't want kids. I've been married for 4 years. My wife don't want kids. First of all, I'm 29. My wife is 35. I'm 25. I got with her when she was 30. So no, that prime stuff never mattered to me. I wanted a wife. I liked her. I appreciated her. I don't care about having kids in this world. So no, I don't. The kids ain't the overall goal in my situation. I'm not trying to.
Right.
Yeah. So no, I didn't get married to have kids. I got married because I wanted to do so.
That's what's up. But majority of men, right, they get married to, of course, have a wife, but also to have kids. So in the prime age that we're talking about fertility. We're not saying that women can't have kids after 30 or 30 to 40 and 40 to 50, because that's what's happening now. Sure. But you're more fertile during this time. So that's the only prime that we're talking about. We're not talking about if you're mentally ready, financially stable. So let's keep it where we're talking about. He got the statistic from obstetrician, from medical, right? They're talking about the body, the organs and all that. That's it. I don't know why we're changing that.
Well, let me see if I could. I think Bohe made a good statement about the body parts and all that. So you say men only see body parts. Yeah. Because that's all you show. And it might not apply to you. It might, whoever it applies, hit dog fucking holler. You out here posting your ass and your tits on full display. Then want to cry about not being seen for your inner value. And I'm not apologizing for how men react when you advertise the goods and get treated like they're for sale. Presentation matters. It actually does. And if all you're offering is sex appeal, don't expect anyone to look deeper. You dress for attention, and that's exactly what you got. Don't blame men for reading the cover when you refuse to write the story correct. So all this inner value stuff, we gotta stop acting like that is not intrinsically linked to the outer appearance. Men are starting to connect the dots on how you display your image to your perceived overall value. And if you don't like it, change it. Simple as that.
Okay, so Yeah.
What do we show?
To be fair though, just real quick.
Let Marcus go real quick, and then we gonna let you. We got you, Bo.
Wait for a minute, and I just want to try to press all the topics before y'all go off on the tangent. So the Lil Tay thing, me personally being somebody who, like Bo said, I do, especially pre-25, I'm going to separate these ages. So right now I'm talking about before I turned 25. I did look at women's titties and ass as the main contributor to anything that I was going to do in regards to women. So much so, I think controversial Shannon said he was in the same boat. And I argue all the time that it's a biological drive due to the way our testosterone interacts with our body that forces us to go out and seek women. You call it predatory, you could call it a natural instinct, whatever, it exists. And we can't negate that in a conversation, right? Now, I, as somebody who's attracted to those things, I do find it strange when men like women whose bodies have a prepubescent shape. That is, like, I've seen Lil Tay. I haven't seen her since, I guess, she turned 18. But she kind of looks like a little boy or a little like a child from what I remember. Maybe she changed and got all type of implants and all that stuff. That is strange to me. Is it illegal? No. Would I do it? Hell no. But it is occurring. He made a point earlier about how far back would you push the age and how far back would men go. I generally think that's something to dive into to understand, is there validity in that? And when he was talking about the YT men, it's a huge market for men that like women that don't have ass or titties, and that's primarily that ethnic group's choice, their preference. And then you look at the statistics that say they primarily operate in that field, and I would argue that being attracted to that universally, the same way we might be attracted, well, I might be attracted to a big titties and big ass, universally goes down the thing. So I think it is something to be worried about. I got daughters. If a 40-year-old man was looking at my 10-year-old, and then she kept getting older and older, and then eventually she like, Daddy, you're not going on no date with this nigga. And I'm seeing what's to him because he's been living next door this whole time and thought it was cool to go on a date with you, knowing he knew you as a child. I'm gonna have a personal issue with that shit, a huge issue, and it's not gonna go well 9 times out of 10.
And white, that's what I'm saying, because like they can say it's legal all they want. Let a 35-year-old man try to come after a 21-year-old or 18-year-old, bro. You gonna crash the F out because you know what he thinking.
Absolutely.
You know you is. You know
but
you is.
why though? She in her prime. She 18.
My
She
baby
right
ain't in
on
no
the
prime
stage,
in no
but
18.
you know,
Are we talking virgins?
enough babies, and he's old enough to take care of your daughter. So why would it be an issue when that's constantly shown in society?
I'm sorry. And are we talking about virgins here? Because your daughters ain't virgins. Y'all be acting like your daughters is running around here, little virgins till they're 40. They're having sex at younger than 18. They done already had a peen going on. Over half of them already tasted a man's peen before. It's stats. Over half of them. But by the time they're 19, your daughters are not freaking virgins. Okay?
Well, mine are.
Here,
yeah, Smex is going to.
Old.
Smex is going to.
Her own father vouched for her. Her own father vouches for her. She's an adult. She can make her own decisions. So, you know, look, we try to use this whole pedo thing as we just stretch. Okay? You're 18 years old, but I do want to talk about the Christian. There's an OnlyFans model. She calls herself Stripping for Jesus. She's a Christian girl. She made $43 million and got $5 million in tips. So I am going to go back to what Shannon said early on, where the men are the problem when it comes to that part. This lady made, and she was only like 20 years old. Go look her up. She said she's an OnlyFans Christian model. She made $43 million and $5 million in tips. She even showed it from the men. So he does have a point when it comes down to that type of life as well. I will give him that.
And now, to be fair,
I don't think the woman being a. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I will concede to the notion that there are women, younger mostly, that like to show their bodies. Those girls in their prime that y'all like, those are the ones mostly showing their body and putting their body out there and not putting on any clothes, right? But I will give you that because it does happen. But another thing is, men love to show off their money. Y'all like to buy these cars and y'all like to show off how much money you got. And you like to, y'all love, baby, protector and provider is the thing that y'all say constantly. And so when you're leading with money and you get used for your money, that's your fault as well, because you're showing off your money. You are leading with your money. You're telling us that you are this provider. And so when you get used for your money, when people target you for your money and not for who you are, it is the exact same concept, because y'all do that at any age. At least we grow up and put some clothes on.
Well, you're right about that. I completely agree with that point. That's what at least I refer to as being financially objectified. And if you go ahead and lead with your wallet, then yes, you deserve to be financially objectified. If you lead with your wallet, that's why I encourage men never to do that. However, I think we also have to hold the women accountable who are objectified if they objectify themselves first. Right. So I think we should hold both parties accountable. And that even goes back to a further point when we're saying we should get the men in order, which I agree with Controversial Shannon on that. However, what other scenario do we only attack the end user? It never happens. If I'm your local pusher, they're not going to penalize the fiend more than they are the dope dealer. So I think that both sides should be held accountable. There's no scenario where the end user gets the stiffest penalty or is the one that needs straightening. I think that we need to start from the bottom and penalize everybody. I think we should be holding men as well as women accountable for it. I don't believe in that whole OF stuff. You're never going to see me spend $1 on it, particularly on no damn young girls. I think that's seriously weird. But I do think we have to hold both sides accountable, because when you don't, then if you accept it on one side and not the other, it's not ever going to work. You have to attack the problem from all sides.
I think the issue is that it's never been any accountability on either side. It's always just been what's been done. Like, I don't understand why we're talking about this like OF is new. Like, this is the first time we've ever seen young girls selling their bodies and stuff like that. No, this has been going on forever. It's the oldest profession, and men have always been paying into it. So who are we supposed to hold accountable at that point? It's the societal norm for us not to hold anyone accountable. It's to the point now you don't even have to pay for OF. I don't even understand why men pay for it when you can get porn for free.
Well, first of all,
it just doesn't make sense.
Well, first of all, in order
I got one. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Darren. Go ahead.
First of all, in order to hold a particular group or person or whatever accountable, you got to either enforce some type of consequence, or you got to remove some type of privilege. And ain't nobody, most of the people out here complaining don't have no control over OnlyFans. So somebody said men only want women for their body and reproduction. Cool, but let's flip that. What else are a lot of these women actually offering? Loyalty, that's rare. Peace, uncommon. Submission, a lot of women don't even like the term, they get triggered. If you want to try to push a vision for a woman to build with, hell no. But let's be real. Half of them don't even believe they need a man. But somehow they still want his money, his time, his lifestyle. So when a man wakes up and realizes the only thing she brings to the table is some head and some hips to grip while he hit it from the back, why should he feel bad? Y'all be saying I don't need a man for a decade. Now it's a problem when men treat y'all like we don't need you either. No, that's just a rabbit. That's just a rabbit got the gun now. And in this climate, if a woman doesn't meet a strict high value standard, she for the streets, period. So if a man chooses to slut her out and keep it moving, no guilt needed, because she don't value herself like a wife, and her mama damn sure didn't raise her to be one.
Question: is there any men on the panel that's married? Anyone? I just need one. Any man on the panel that's married?
All of us are.
Darren, you married?
Yep.
You married?
Yep.
You married?
I am married.
And the women and the loyalty. You married.
That's what I was gonna say. Come on.
That don't make no damn sense. The women not loyal, but I got me a loyal woman sitting beside me. The women don't submit, but I got the ability to put her in a motherfucking feminine place. The women don't do this, but I'm that man that can make a woman do that, because when I step, she understands that I'm a real one. That don't make no sense. Y'all, you got a good woman. So your woman loyal, you married, but the women not this, but you experiencing the stuff that you saying you ain't getting. That
but
stuff
this is what you do to the men, though, Shannon.
There are plenty. Pause, 1 second. There are plenty of good women out here that are ready and right for the picking. And all you gotta do is say, I got you. You do what you're supposed to do as a man. The woman go do what she's supposed to do as a woman. It works. My whole family is married to black women. I don't know what an interracial relationship look like. All I know is black women. That's all I care about. And I know that black women are the most loving, the most submissive, the most all that you name. As long as I do what I'm supposed to do and walk in my purpose and my leadership, I'm going to get that. Now, how can a married man up here, hold on, lady, wait, pause 1 second. How can a married man who is experiencing the love and the things that he's saying that they not getting, get up here and say that this is what men are not getting when he getting it? I'm getting it. There are men in my family getting it. My friends are getting it. That don't make no goddamn sense.
Shannon,
that
don't make no damn
sense.
You make video after video.
I can't. I mean, how you gonna respond when how you gonna respond when Dr. Lady O responded?
How you
she gonna cape every
you know
time.
I'm gonna cut you off.
I'm a loving husband.
How you the only loving husband? All other black men are bad men. You do the same.
I didn't say I was. I never said I was the only loving husband.
He didn't say that.
You're a hypocrite, dude.
I didn't say that not one time in my statement. Darwin is a loving husband.
Always dragging black men, Shannon.
Darwin, I'm always dragging trash. I will you damn right. I will drag the trash black man. I will drag the goddamn murder. I will drag it. Lady, I will drag any nigga who open up his mouth about the woman who gave birth to me. I will drag any goddamn man who get up on here and disrespect my group of women. Point blank, period. Because that's what a man's supposed to do. I'm supposed to have more smoke for men. That's what a man does. What is y'all talking about? When we gonna start acting like men again? When we gonna start acting like men again? Y'all, you got these dudes who spend more time addressing women than addressing a goddamn man who call themselves leaders and shit. You got dudes who call themselves leaders who spend more time addressing women than addressing men, and you got the nerve to call yourself a man. Y'all complain about women all day 24/7, won't take on the white man for nothing. 27 neighborhoods been flooded out. You ain't doing shit to the white man. God dang me, 12,000 black women come up missing. You ain't doing nothing about it. You ain't rebuilt a Wall Street. You ain't did nothing about y'all scream leaders. And we complain about goddamn relationship, but all a man has to do is step and that woman go fall in line. That's why it's hard for me to take y'all old, it's your old men serious. Y'all, so the women don't do this, but you laid up with a woman that's doing that. And there's plenty of good black women out here. Y'all tell the women to choose better all the time. Why can't you choose a good black woman? Why you keep getting in failed relationships? Why you keep choosing a Jezebel? Why we can't never flip back on the men?
They see their mamas doing it.
My mama died. Why can't y'all choose? Why can't y'all choose a suitable black woman? When there's plenty of good black women out here, I want to ask a minute. How you keep getting your dang heart broken by a woman that ain't no good? You gotta vet better, discern better, choose better. Choose better. Stop choosing a damn horrible woman when there's a good black woman that you done messed over. Shut that, man. Nobody want to hear that nonsense. That's what I'm talking about. You got married men that be on a panel talking about that the women are doing this and the black woman and all the women showing us their body. Your wife ain't showing her body. She probably only showing her body to you. Or is she showing her body to you? That shit don't make I'm sorry for cursing, bro. Y'all, I'm sorry for getting passionate. My bad, Darwin. My bad, Darwin. I apologize. But it just ticked me off because I always hear a married man say this. You married. You experiencing it. I'm gonna be quiet now. I'm gonna mute up.
Do you go after the married women that get on these panels and trash black men and then they're married?
How am I going after the women?
You go trash the married women that get on these panels and act like they're not married and they trash them husbands and they're married themselves. They cook and clean.
What do you mean I'm going after those women?
No, you're not honest about you. I need you to be honest. Okay, you do not go and some of the panels that you need to go in. You make a lot of simp videos.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Say it again. Say it again.
You need to check the women too. You need to check the women that are married women
How do
that
you
get on
check
these
the women
cameras and
first?
always and trash black men.
How do
If
you
you
check
gonna
the
say they're
women
not,
first?
let me tell you something. The
Lady
men who are
O,
not,
women
hold
have
on.
only Lady
Every
O. Let me
man-
tell you. Let me be
men-
honest.
Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Women are only doing
All
to
women are not
men
good
what
women,
was
though,
done
sir.
to them.
Shannon,
You taught them to hate your. You historically, how have I got one? Watch this. Historically, how have women been treated? You want to address it from a biblical lens? You want to address it from a historical lens? How do you want to address it? How do y'all want to address it?
Same here.
How do you want to address it?
All women are not good women.
How do y'all want to address it? Historically, biblically, statistically, how do you want to address the problem?
All right, Shannon, let's let.
How do you want me to dissect it?
Yeah, let's let somebody counter to your point.
Darwin got to respond.
Yeah, let me just see if I can respond to Shannon earlier. And it's okay for you to be passionate, but I kind of lost the question that you wanted me to answer.
You married to a black woman, brother?
Am I married to a black woman?
Yes.
Yes.
Your wife good, right?
Yep.
So you experiencing the things that you say men not getting, or you said the women not doing, right? I
have before, but I don't experience that.
In your current marriage, you're not experiencing a.
No. If you heard what I said, the last thing I said, what did I say? I said,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I forgot because I was fussing with Lady O.
The last thing I said was, if a woman doesn't meet a strict, high value standard, she for the streets, period. What I did was I was very meticulous with my selection process. And when I chose my woman, when I chose my wife, I chose her young. I chose her at the top of her mating market prime, and I sealed the deal. I got very lucky finding a woman who was not tarnished by societal pressures, feminism, and all these other rhetorics. I found a woman who had a father in her life, a mother in her life, and it was a structured family that I could get down with. And I wasn't finna let that pass. But I know, hold on. But because of my situation is a unicorn situation in today's society, it does not happen often. And there's nobody on this panel that's going to be able to convince me just because they found a wife that it's just that simple and easy. It's really not. It's a lot of obstacles. And this was 12, 13 years ago. My God, has it gotten worse? And it's just only going to get even more worse. So I consider myself, I would like to use the term blessed to relate to you as a Christian, because I think you can understand it from that position more. I would say blessed instead of lucky, just so you can understand it more. But you got any more questions?
Well, no, all I would have is a statement. Maybe it's anecdotal, and I think everybody's speaking from anecdotals. When you say the women are not doing this and the men are not, whatever, I think everybody adding anecdotals. However,
no,
bro,
I got research too. I got a case study.
You can't. So you gonna sit here and really think that most women, or like, because maybe it was just you at the time. I don't know about y'all. I had every woman I dated was wife material. It was me. I was the fuck up. That was Shannon.
So that's
but my wife is my wife. I've had plenty of good black women. I was the one who was wrong. And most men, Lady O, give me I'm responding to the man. I'm responding to the man. I wouldn't respond to you now. Give me a second. I got you. Most men have found a good woman and have had a good woman, and they lost that good woman. They've always found good women. There are plenty of good black women that are women in general. So if you don't want to make it black, whatever. But since I'm speaking to black people, that's the best way I can do it. You can find you a good black. It's so easy. It's the easiest thing to find is a woman that's compatible with you. All the men usually, right? Because I don't have this problem with my family. I don't have this problem with my homeboys. I don't have this problem when I'm with the black men, the successful black men that I work for. I work for a black millionaire. Like, what do we talk? Work for him, has a black wife. This stuff ain't hard. If we start being honest, we make it hard. Whether you want to say it's the men or you say it's the women, I say it's mostly the men. That's me. We don't got to spin it like that. You have found a good woman along the lines, and it wasn't your first woman. It ain't your first wife. You've had plenty of good women way before that. You ain't no ugly dude. You ain't no ugly dude. Now, I can talk cap about the angry man or any other mother dudes who get on here and scream at women because they ain't got nothing to offer. They don't look like nothing. They're like the bottom of a shoe. I could understand the dudes who sitting around on podcasts mad and angry at women that they could not man or any other mother. If we was to be honest, if we was to be honest and talk about you, you've had good women and you probably messed over some good women, or some of them probably messed over you. Not gonna project. What I'm saying is a lot of men have had a good woman that was wife material. It ain't hard to find a wife. That's the easiest thing to find. I wasn't lucky. Every woman was good. They wasn't 304s and doing all this and twerking on top of a lunchbox or a freaking a lunch table at a restaurant. That's projection. That's projection. And my thing is, half the time when we talking about those type of women, that's the women we want. That's the woman we want to try to change her, to make her a goddamn wife. You wish that she would be this certain type of woman. Leave that dang woman alone and go for the woman that's good. And you've had, I know for a fact, most men have had a wife right then and there, bro. And that's all I'm saying. You ain't blessed. You ain't lucky. You just knew what you wanted and you went after it. That's all it is. And I'm saying if men would do that, and step and start choosing and vetting better and using discernment like we tell the women, then maybe you wouldn't have so many bad dating experiences with horrible heathens, right? That's all I'm saying. And baby, recognize what you got right in front of you.
I got you. I understand, Shannon. I like that you're passionate with your response. And I'm just going to ask you just one question and let everybody else get in, because I don't want to hog the mic, because I know everybody want to say something. But you said most men found a good woman and lost her. But how did they lose her?